What is up, Posse? My name is Will Bromlick, and welcome to a very special video. 2018 is almost near to an end, and it's been a pretty good year for movies in my opinion. And today, I figured we'd look at the best ones. This is the top 10 best movies of 2018. Now, just a few quick things before we get into this list. These are not the perfect movies of 2018. These are just the movies that I overall enjoyed the most. The movies I know I'm going to be watching more and more as time goes on. And also the movies that kind of hit me on a personal level. If there's a movie that's not on this list that you feel like should, it's probably because either A, I haven't seen it yet and I've never gotten to doing a review for it, or B, I did see it, but I just didn't think it was the best one. So this is just my personal opinion, and if you like any of these, if you have a preference for any of these movies, like a certain order, then that's totally fine. So, without further ado, here are my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. Before we go into this top 10 list, let's take a look at a few honorable mentions. Some movies that were good, but sadly were not quite good enough to make the list. Christopher Robin, Halloween, Ready Player One, and Deadpool 2. Number 10, Paddington 2. Now, this is a movie that I never really got around to doing a review for. Overall, I loved the first Paddington. I thought it was really cute, charming, and entertaining family movie, and I was really excited to see what they do with the sequel. This is one of the sequels that I just think is better than the first one. The set design is really well done. The acting, I think, is improved for the most part from the first one. And it has a really good message, like, about family and, caring about one another. And overall, this was a flat-out fantastic movie. I hope they make a Paddington 3. And the humor was spot on as well. I really liked some of the stuff with Paddington in the prison. But overall, I thought this was a really cute and entertaining movie. I'm definitely looking forward to watching this again. You guys should go check it out. Number 9, Black Panther. Now, I expected Black Panther to be good, but I honestly didn't think it would be this good. Well, it's still relatively low on my list, because honestly, as great as the villain was, I feel like that showing him a little more could have been done a little bit more. And also, some people may not like the fact that there's not a lot of action in it, which really, I don't mind all that much, because your main character is a king, and sure enough, there's going to be politics in this movie no matter what. So, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. The shots were beautiful. The fight scenes were pretty fun. I love the score by Ludwig Göransson, and I loved Ryan Coogler's work, especially what he does with Michael B. Jordan. I especially loved Creed, which has those two working together. I might go see Creed 2 as well. I'll have to see where I go after this video. And I overall love Black Panther. It's probably one of my favorite Marvel movies right now, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Ryan Coogler does with the Black Panther character, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the character of Black Panther goes with Marvel. Number 8, Isle of Dogs. If you love dogs, you will definitely love this movie. This movie definitely earned its PG-13 rating. I really enjoyed the voice cast from Bryan Cranston, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, Edward Norton, and so on. I guess you could tell that the subtitles, not there being any subtitles, may have been a little distracting, but honestly, I feel like it wasn't all that necessary. I love the animation. The backgrounds were gorgeous to look at, and sadly, you don't really see stop motion animation anymore, which I overall really enjoyed. And I think this is like I said before in my Isle of Dogs review, I think this is one of my favorite animated movies of the year, and one of my favorite animated movies of all time. And I'm glad that I got this movie on Blu-ray because I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to showing it to my family because I think they might like it. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, Isle of Dogs is a delight. It is a pleasant experience that I think everybody will enjoy.
Number 7, A Quiet Place.
This is a movie that has really surprised me, and in the best way possible. I really love John Krasinski's work in directing and writing in this movie as well. I love the premise where you had to stay quiet the entire time, and I love how they only use sign language, and it was a really great experience. Because honestly, I feel like it's kind of annoying when people go and talk during the movies, when here, everybody was completely quiet, and it felt phenomenal. The performances were great. I love the score from Marco Beltrami, and I love the premise. The CGI on the monsters could have been done a little bit better, and I feel like some of the stuff in this movie is a little far-fetched, but overall, I really enjoy this movie. I'm hoping to get it on Blu-ray soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with John Krasinski next.
Number 6, Incredibles 2.
I had to wait 14 years for an incredible sequel, and by God, it was so worth the payoff and worth the 14-year wait. I absolutely loved this movie. I actually got it on Blu-ray for Christmas. Um, I really enjoyed the animation. It's Pixar at its best. And I loved this and I think after a second viewing, I think I might have liked it just as much, if not a little bit more than the first one. I guess if I had to pick out one complaint, I have to say that the villain of the motive of the villain, well, didn't make a whole lot of sense. I won't give it away for all those who haven't seen it. But overall, I think this is a really great Pixar film. They continue to knock it out of the park. And after this, I'm willing to welcome in Incredibles 3 with open arms. Hopefully we don't have to wait another 14 years.
Number 5, Avengers Infinity War.
Avengers Infinity War is the big event that every Marvel fan has been waiting. It has come down to this, the big fight against Thanos. And does it pay off? Yes, for the most part. I say for the most part because while it is great to see all these characters come together for this one big epic event, I feel like that some characters may have gotten a little more screen time. But other than that, I loved Thanos. I love the cinematography for this. I love the score from Alan Silvestri. And I loved the visuals in this movie. It was absolutely gorgeous to look at. And it was great seeing all my favorite heroes come together for this one big epic event. And I'm really excited for Avengers Endgame.
Number 4, A Star is Born.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't you give this a 10 out of 10 rating? Yes, I did. At first. But I feel like after a second viewing, I feel like I realized it only has one or two issues. But I can't really talk about it without going into spoilers. But overall, I really enjoyed the chemistry between Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. I loved Bradley Cooper's directing debut. I loved Lady Gaga's performance on the big screen. She definitely has a bright future ahead of her. I loved the soundtrack in this movie. I especially loved the last song at the end. And I will admit, it was a pretty teary-eyed. I got a little teary-eyed there. And I really think that this will go down as one of the best movies of 2018, without a doubt. And I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes with like the Oscars. And I really like. I'm looking forward to seeing what Bradley Cooper does next in directing.
Number 3, Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Won't You Be My Neighbor? Who would have thought that you would put a documentary in my top 10 list? Overall, I loved how we go deep into the life of Fred Rogers. I like how there wasn't anything perfect about him. Like, he had issues from like his childhood, his early adult years, and even to when he was going into television. It was great. It took us It hit everybody on a deep note. And I really loved seeing, as somebody who never watched the show, somebody who I loved how this impacted everybody else who grew up with it. And I think everybody who ever grew up with Mr. Rogers, they will really enjoy this. And just a big shock, you will end up crying in this documentary.
Number 2, Mission Impossible Fallout.
Mission Impossible Fallout. I haven't had an experience like this in quite a while. This is one of those rare experiences where I walk out of the theater and I was like, man, that is a damn great movie. The action was great. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I love the visual effects. They were all practical. I love the cinematography. I love the music. I love Tom Cruise. That's kind of rare for me to say. But I think it's really Tom Cruise at his best whenever he works off of other people. And I love Christopher McQuarrie as well. And I would really like to see another Mission Impossible movie directed by him, because I think each time he knocked it out of the park, every single time. And I really loved Henry Cavill. Well, and I don't know if this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but honestly, I like him better in Mission Impossible than in like say Man of Steel as Superman. I personally think that if he's under a good director, he can be really well. And here, I thought he was great. Mission Impossible will go down as, I guess, a really good franchise. And we'll just have to wait and see where they go from here. Will they make another one? I hope so.
And my number 1 favorite movie of 2018 is Searching.
Honestly, if I had to be stuck with a couple of movies for the rest of my life, this movie would be one of them. Searching is unique, it's intelligent, it has a great sense of humor, it kept me on the edge of my seat throughout the entire thing. I love the score from Torrin Borrowdale. He has a great future ahead of him, and the performance from John Cho was great. I feel like maybe some of the, I probably should have put this at number 1 from the start. Because I feel like it's one of those movies that you definitely need to see twice. And it'll go down as one of those movies like, say, The Matrix or Blade Runner, where after multiple viewings, you start to appreciate on how great this movie is. And I'm glad I got this movie on Blu-ray. I am so looking forward to watching this even more. I'm actually going to show some of my friends of it back when we go back to school. And I'm just glad that I drove 30 minutes to go see this movie. Some people may think I'm crazy, but really, that's when I'm very passionate about movies. Guys, that just about does it for this top 10 list. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content. Next will be the worst movies of 2018. And you guys will most likely enjoy that video, because it'll be me getting angry. So, until next time, see you later, posse.